All right, boys and girls, today is seafood day. Yeah, I know, right? I got some nice sockeye salmon, some nice wild caught. I got some U13 shrimp, and I'm going to be doing some, because I don't like salmon. I do like shrimp, but they ain't going to feed me. So I'm going to actually be doing some beer battered cod as well for myself. Out in the pit. So we're going to give a quick prep to our salmon and quick prep to the shrimp, and that's about it for right now. They gotta sit and chill, and then we'll get the rest of the stuff popping. So this is what we got. We got our nice, beautiful skin on sockeye salmon here, and nice, beautiful shrimp. I peeled them, deveined them. They're ready to go, ready to eat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our, I guess, I don't know if I'd call it a marinade, but our flavor for our sockeye salmon. I am going to rub it afterwards, and I have some meat meth, which I added. Same recipe for meat meth, except added a teaspoon of dill weed. So we're gonna stick with that. But for right now, we are gonna whip up our, and I don't know where my, I guess I'll use these ones. So we're gonna start out with 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. I mean, you can use olive oil if you want. You know my stance on avocado oil. So we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of this. We're going to do a tablespoon of lemon juice. Now normally I would squeeze the lemon so I can use some of the zest, but since the apparently the world is coming to an end, I couldn't find any. So we're gonna do a tablespoon of lemon juice. And we are going to, again, the world is ending. I cannot find any fresh parsley. So I got this stuff right here. I figured it's gonna be better than the dry anyway. So we're actually gonna use like a 1/4 cup of this, so we might as well just throw it all in there. Yes, I know. Trust me. And then we are going to take 2 cloves of garlic. Now you can, if you don't have a microplane or anything, you can really just finely chop them, crush them, whatever. But we are just going to grate these things right into, we want all the juice, we want all of that good stuff in there. Look at that. Woohoo! That's the good stuff right there, guys. But like I said, I mean, you can mince it, you can mash it, you can whatever, you know. I just like doing that when I'm doing any type of marinade or concentration, because you get all that garlic juice and everything all in it. You know, all that stuff that's always stuck to your board after you mash it and cut it is in there, you know. So. And then we are going to take a little bit of salt. Not much, because we're going to be using salt in the rub, but you got to have something in there. So like 1/2 teaspoon or pinch, whatever you want to call it. And I'm not going to worry about it being the 1/4 cracked pepper. This is just some fresh ground that I do in the spice grinder, you know, from Whole Seeds. We're going to do a pinch of that as well. And right about now is where we add our lemon zest, but, you know, end times, guys, we don't get lemons. It's kind of like a you know, like a wet rub, I guess you'd say, you know. It does soak in there really nicely. It paves its way for a nice little spice rub on top. So you have that fresh, you know, that citrus and that, you know, all that other good stuff coming through. And then you get that nice smoky and spiciness, you know, and things like that that come off of the spice rub we made, you know, from the meat method. So here we got our sockeye. I'm actually gonna glove up for this because I have other things I gotta do. So I'll throw one on anyway. And I'm not gonna worry about the skin side. I have it on a rack so it dries out. And we are gonna go hard on this, save some, because we were actually gonna finish the salmon with this as well when we're done. Because this is a great topper for the salmon, and I mean it's awesome. So don't be afraid to reach down in that bowl to make sure you get you know, the parts where any of the oil is settling and the lemon juice and all that stuff. I mean, it's mixed in there, but don't be afraid to press it in. Make sure it gets in the meat. I mean, you can add a little more oil, you can add a little more lemon juice and you know, straight up turn this into a marinade if you want, but I just prefer it like this because I don't know, I guess you'll see after it cooks, it's still pulling in all that flavor, but what is awesome is when it cooks, you get that, just that nice, you know, just like a little bit of an herb crust with that spiciness from the, you know, from our dry rub going in there. And, you know, shit'll change your life, man. And I don't even like salmon, but I do this on some other fish too. Now I was gonna do the same thing with my cod, but for some reason I got a hankering for fish and chips, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do some beer batter fish and chips on that. So that's how we're gonna roll tonight. And then we're gonna grill up some of our shrimp. Sorry, my low battery alert was coming on my phone there. So that's all I'm gonna do with that right now. Now I'm going to cover this. I'm not gonna stuff it in a bag. I'm not gonna do any of that stuff because I don't want to, you know, compromise it. I don't want to break it. I don't want to anything. So we're just gonna keep it out just like that. I'm gonna throw some saran wrap over the top, nice and tight. It's all it really needs, and it's gonna sit in there. It's 4:30. We usually eat a little bit late. Usually, you know, my wife gets back a little bit later, so I wait, you know, of course, for dinner for her. So it'll probably be in there hour, maybe two, something like that. So now let's take care of these guys right here. These I do pretty simply. Initially, it's pretty much just to dry them out. So I'm just gonna grab two of my skewers here. I find the flat skewers are better. These are actually Beast Impalers, but sadly, Grill Beast is no more, man. So, but still some of the best tools you'll ever get. This is how I skewer them. I go right up, right in its ass back here, right in its head, and then just pull them. Like so. Oh shit, wrong way. Getting buck wild. And usually get about 6 on there, depending on the size of the shrimp. And we'll do number 2. Just gonna put these on here and let them dry before I rub them, because there is salt in the rub, and it just dries them out. They're shrimp. It doesn't take much. You don't have to have flavors soaking in them and all that other good stuff. You're still gonna taste it. These guys are a little bigger. How many did I put on there? 5, that's why. Oh, damn. I'm missing one on this gun. Make some room, boys, make some room. There we go. All right, so that's about that. Like I said, I'm gonna put some plastic over that salmon, put it in the fridge, and let it wait. Then we'll be back. All right, boys and girls. So it's just going to be salmon and shrimp tonight because I realized I don't have enough oil to do my beer battered cod, and no stores have any. Not even regular oil, let alone the avocado oil. So, and I'm not going to go deal with Sam's or Costco because it's like, you know, zombie apocalypse at those stores right now. So I'm just going to do, I'm going to do up my shrimp, and I'll make a shrimp, probably shrimp po' boy on, I don't know, Texas toast, something shit like that. But anyway, let's get lit. We got plenty of oak and char hickory in there still. Why is my, oh yeah, that's right. I cleaned her out today, guys. Finally. It was long overdue. And see how nice and shiny she is? Look at that. Showroom floor, man. But yeah, I cleaned out the inside, and it was pretty ugly. I'll admit it. It was ugly. I should have done that a long time ago. All right, so I'm gonna go up to 350. Couldn't remember what I was doing, so I'm gonna go 350 on this. My wife doesn't like heavily smoked salmon. Salmon takes on smoke, I mean, super fast. So it's still, you still get that hint of it, but I like to cook the salmon quick. So I have a cedar plank that I use. I've never used it the way I'm supposed to use it. It's literally a cedar plank I've had for, oh shit, man, probably 3 years. It's the same plank. It's caught on fire. It's this, but there is a ton of flavor in it, man. So I just basically use that because it's easier to maneuver the salmon around, you know. And my wife likes her skin, you know, just a little bit, but she likes, you know, she likes to be able to just put her fork through it and stuff like that. So it's the way she likes it. That's the way I do it, you know. So I usually cut some lemons, and I usually throw lemons on top of the plank and then throw the salmon on there, but there's no lemons. So I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of oil and just toss it on there. And then once it finishes, I'll just throw it on the grate real quick, just to give that skin, you know, just to shock it a little bit. But it cooks real well on that plank. So, and I don't soak it, nothing like that. I just let whatever happen to that thing. So, and it's still kicking. So it's been around many years. A lot of stuff's been cooked on her. So, so I'm gonna let this thing heat up. I'm gonna keep my fish in the fridge. I like to cook my fish cold. That way I get a nice outside. Inside cooks a little bit slower, you know, comes out, it's nice and flaky that way, things like that. Nothing turns to mush, way easier to manage. And shrimp, you can get a nice char on shrimp before the shrimp cooks too much, you know what I mean? So you always have beautiful shrimp. So when it comes to the seafood, I always keep it cold before I cook it. So it comes right out of the fridge and I walk it to the grill. So I'm gonna let this heat up and we'll get cooking. Let's get our fish ready. Pit is at temp out there. Let's do this. So here we got our shrimpies, nice and dried out. Good stuff. And here we have our sockeye, which looks fantastic and smells equally fantastic. So what I'm gonna do is, we have our meat meth. Like I said, I added a teaspoon of dill. We're not gonna get crazy with this. We're just gonna introduce it. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Dust that top. Gives it a nice color. Gives her some smokiness. Some heat. Blends in real nice with that citrus and that them herbs, you know, herb, I guess you'd say. Now here's my trusty blank, man. This is my my 3, man, it could be 4. She's seen some things. So what I do with this is, all I'm gonna do is hit it with just a very little bit of avocado oil, just to kind of keep it honest, you know what I mean? And then for our skin, let that bleed a little bit. For our skin, I am just gonna dust it with the Muldoon. This actually helps the skin from sticking to the plank, adds a little bit of flavor, and it helps crisp it as well while it's on the plank. So, just like so, we're gonna take our salmon, just like that. And for our shrimpies, let me grab my other mix here. This is the rustic version of the meat meth. And that's what I'm gonna use on them shrimp. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to actually put oil on my meat. I know it's not much of a common thing for me, but we're just gonna do it like that. Little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. Just like so. Excuse me. Oh man, got 2 fingers in a hole there. And I'm just going to get them coated. Both sides nicely. Keep our spread. And that's a wrap. Now, let's take our rustic meat meth. Dust these shrimp. I was gonna season these a little bit differently, but since they've now turned into po' boy shrimp, I'm gonna make my nice little remoulade. And I want that heat, and I just want that flavor. So that's how we're gonna roll with these guys now. Change your plans, guys, change your plans. It's all right though, still gonna be good eats. And they're shrimp. Don't need much of them. I mean, you could have bagged these. You could have shaken them. You can, you know, all that other shit. So it's all good. Don't matter. So there's our shrimpies all dusted up. Our salmon ready for prime time. Let's go get them on the pit. We're heated up. Let's get our salmon on. My shrimpies, I'm gonna let them sit for a little bit because they're only gonna take a few minutes. So I wanna get this salmon going though. Don't even need to clean my grate. Oh, actually I do. Look at how shiny and new it is in there, man. Ah. Nice. It's like the first day. And this guy, I'm just gonna throw over here. Let it do its thing. Let it soak up a little bit of smoke. Let it cook. So, now if you have a thicker piece, if you're ever curious about like the internal temperature, 145. That's what I shoot for on my salmon. It's perfect that way, in my opinion, of course. But that's the way the wife likes it. It's flaky still. It's just super good, not dried out, still nice and moist. So 145. I'm not gonna put a probe in there. I mean, you can pretty much tell. I mean, when you're looking at it, you can see it, even with all that spice on there and things like that. You know, you're looking for that opaqueness, just like with a shrimp. But if you take your finger and you touch the top of it, if you touch it and it wants to split like the Red Sea, you're good. If you take your finger and you touch the top of it and it just mushes down, it's not ready. That's how I test it. So, all right, I'm gonna let this go, and we'll be back. I think we're right about there. We're gonna take this thing up to grill level. So let's check out and see what we got so far. Oh man, look at that. See all the snot coming out of her? See, she's not quite there. So once I take it up to grill level, that way I can just drop it on there, get a little crispness under that skin. See how that? And that'll be done. So we're gonna bump it up to, I don't know, probably 450, something like that. So it doesn't really need to go to 600 for this. It just gets buck wild, man. If I'm searing steaks or something like that, that's one thing. But I noticed just grilling dogs, man. If I grill dogs at 450, they're perfect, man. I mean, it's just like a medium high on a gas grill, you know. Except you get that flavor, you know. So we're gonna bump it up to about 450, and should only take a couple of minutes, and then we'll crisp up that skin, finish up that salmon, toss our shrimp on, and get busy. I got rice pilaf finishing up in there. I got some fries in the air fryer for myself. Whipped up some remoulade, which is just simply some Duke's mayo, Pete's Red Hot, some dill pickle relish with some juice from it, a little bit of mustard, some microplaned garlic, and a little bit of smoked paprika. So, and that's what I like. It's simple, it's super freaking good. So I'm gonna splash that on my Texas toast. Got some garlic butter Texas toast. I'm gonna toast them off, throw some shrimpies on there, be doing all right. So, all right, we'll be back. So we're gonna crisp up this skin. So we got our salmon. Get the shovel out. Come right on under here. And just do a quick one. And while I'm at it, throw these guys out. So that'll give us a nice crispy skin. We already picked up the oil and the salt that was on our board, so we're good. Shouldn't stick since, you know, it's oiled. Just don't mess with it. Just give it a minute. My plank survives another. Oh yeah, it's gonna be nice. So when I'm pulling these off, I want to make sure, you know, you get underneath there on an angle for a minute, just to make sure nothing sticks, because this could just ruin your day. You know what I'm saying? Minutes. I'm gonna let that go for a minute. Move back. All right, should be good. Make sure I don't leave the skin when I lift it. Go all the way across that guy, just like so. Oh man, lost a little bit. Oh well, can't win them all, I guess, huh? And I'm just gonna throw that back on the plank. Oh man, now I contaminated my grill with fish. And this guy is ready. So we're gonna pull him off. Let that chill. And I'm gonna get them shrimpies finished up, and we'll get in there. Right, so there's our shrimpies. Nice and opaque. Check these out. Yum, 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 yum. So that's a wrap on the grilling. So we'll go in there, let's cut that open and see what we got going on.